1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4. Welcome everybody to day 2. This is day 2 of IOI 2024, and I will do some commentary for you. Twitch is working, YouTube is working, cool. I just need to mute it. Okay, muted. The chat doesn't load for me. Okay, hi chat. Include Bapox, hi, Kalin. Welcome everyone. You can watch on Twitch, you can watch on YouTube, whatever you prefer. It's now the beginning of 3rd hour of IOI 2024. The competition is 5 hours. So 3 are remaining, and I'm obviously mostly cheering for Poland. After the first day, there's one person from China who got 300 points, the full score, in 3 hours out of 5. Nobody else managed to get the full score in 5 hours. So that was nice domination. The hope for others now is that just this Kangyang guy struggles with some problem, but I'm guessing that it's like 80% at least that he will win, because he has an advantage and he's extremely strong. I don't know, maybe 80% is too much. Gold threshold at the end. Hard to say, we don't yet know the difficulties of those two problems. In hieroglyphs, people only are getting 3 points and 29. Duru Ozer from Turkey got 29 and some 19s. What if we just sort by day 2? Okay, so we already have the 130 scores on day 2. Why doesn't the common chat load for me? Oh, need to fix something. Chat. Sorry, just fixing some settings. Okay, I see the common chat. For some reason, not in OBS. Come on, Vietnam. How is Vietnam doing? I don't know what I'm sorting by. To maybe even 3 golds for Vietnam, depending on how it goes. I think we shouldn't treat this as 37 right now. Okay, most likely this person will get 100. Now, should I move the queue a little bit? I wonder. Let's move this here. Is it better if I make this smaller? Or is it not readable anymore? Hi, Raushan. Is IOI a lot harder than NOI in Poland or other countries? Yes, IOI is harder than national Olympiads in most countries. National stage is, aimed at best people in the country. IOI is aimed at best people in the world. Also, IOI has more problems to choose from. More people will send their problems, so the quality should be higher. Not that readable. Do you read YouTube chat? Yes, I do. Is there a better place for this queue? Let's try it. Nope. Let's try it on the right. I mean, is it very important to keep track of? Well, I guess when I show countries, I can hide the queue for a moment. So what about now? Also, what I can do is decrease this. No, that doesn't make sense. Maybe. I guess we can do that as well. Still the same information. But then anything else I will be showing. I'll go full screen. Not bad, I think. Okay, can we see the problems? No. We have access to problems from Thursday and from the first day, and we can look at that. So we can look now at Nile message and tree. Oh, I see that we don't see the full names. But problems from today we do not see because there are some people participating online. Oh, where did the queue go? Was that supposed to happen? I see. For now, let's hide this. Oh, I see that somebody asked me for hiding the left part for some time because of some restart. So the tool with Q is not made by me. And Lydia in the chat is, I don't know if developer, but she organizes the queue. She takes care of it right now. All right, so what is going on today? We have 3 problems: hieroglyphs, mosaic, and sphinx. Mosaic clearly is the easiest problem out there, and a lot of people already got 100 points. I think it's easier than Nile yesterday. Or maybe not. I don't remember. But it seems similar level of difficulty. In Sphinx, many people are getting 30 points, and hieroglyphs, I'm guessing, does not look inviting, and people only have 3 points there. So there is some trivial subtask, like n equals 1 or 2. Go Morocco. How is Morocco doing? Morocco, best participant is Ayman Riyad Sol at 84th place. There are 360 participants roughly, and top 30 people will get a gold medal, or top 31. So around this is threshold for gold. And well, still we have 3 hours left. So I'm guessing that 380 will be the threshold for gold. What if I sort just by day one? Day one, and I'm interested in 30th place. That's the bottom of my screen. 210. On second day, I would expect at least the 100, let's say 64 and 29. That's quite optimistic. So what is that? 210 plus 100 plus 29 plus 64. 403, I'm almost sure will get you a gold medal. And the question is lower enough? Right now we're here. I think lower will be enough. So should I just lock down my guesses? My guesses for medal thresholds. Let's say the gold, and that's top 30. That will be 390 points. We'll see. And then top 90, roughly, that's silver medal. People are not at the 100 yet, and around that rank, people have the 100 for first task. So let's go with 320. Silver, that's top 90, say 320. And top 180, that's bronze medal. And I think for majority of people in IOI, what you want to get is a medal. So you want to get bronze. So that's 160 right now. Only some people have the 100 for Nile, so we shouldn't assume that all of them will get 100 here. 230, is that doable? 160 here. So bronze, top 180. $37.59. Maybe only 59 points are easy to get here. That plus 60, 200. Let's go with this. Those are my guesses. So that would be a difference of 70 and a difference of 90. Makes sense, I think. And there's also the win, top 1. So will we get the 600 score? I'm guessing not. If in 2 hours 15 minutes Kang Yang didn't get 2 problems, let's go with no. And if that's the case, then we don't. If that's the case, then it's open game for everybody. So it's not that maybe this is the most probable scenario, but let's say that Adam from Poland will win with how many points? I don't know subtask, but I can open this Hieroglyphs. $42 points. The last subtask in hieroglyphs is 42 points. That's a lot. And what about Sphinx? Sphinx is solvable. Liu Shan from China solved it for 100 points, so it's hard to imagine a winner not getting that. The question then is whether somebody will get the extra 42 points in hieroglyphs. Without that, it will be hard to win. You can get 58 points, and then it will be hard. Yeah, that's hard. That's not a good subtask. It's not a good subtask distribution to win not from the first day after day one. So my logic is, because in Sphinx already people are getting points, then the winner, what is now displayed under my face? Oh, this thing. Because of this, the winner will clearly solve Sphinx, Mosaic as well, and it's all about hieroglyphs today. Only that task matters, and you get the 58 points or 100. But let's hope for the best. So I'm saying this plus 300 minus 42, 549 points, 0.22. Okay, let me read the chat. Sorry, I skipped a lot of messages. Do we have the chance to see their submissions after Olympiad finishes? I don't know. You don't solve the problems? I don't. We don't have access to problems. I'm going to look at problems from day one. Isn't silver medal top 120? I don't think so. No. Which countries are IOI and so on? It's Russia, Belarus, and Australia. Those countries you will see as like strange countries. For example, whom do we have here? Miles Conway at 20th place is from Australia. Daria Grekova at 25th place is from Russia. Andy Wu sounds like Australia. I mean, sounds like China, but I'm guessing it's Australia rather than Russia and Belarus. Petrolozov is from Russia. I think somebody not yesterday, 2 days ago said. Toxic mindset in competitions. I will comment on that. Romania. Romania is going strong with maybe a gold medal. Egypt. What do we have for Egypt? That's 80th place and no middle problem yet, so this is looking okay. If you have the 30-something points. Ahmed, 44 points. Abdelmaged, 37 points. So for a lot of them, a lot can change still with 100 here. Anybody from Egypt solved the middle problem? Not yet. So yeah, it's going okay for Egypt. What about Poland right now? Kajetan with the 100 points here. Janek with 60, Rafał with 50 points. That's unusual score in this last task. How can you get 47.5? So do you have partial points? I cannot click. I do have the internet. Okay, the leaderboard is struggling. Kang Yang trying C. That's interesting insight. Yeah, he is trying C. To tell me what to do to reach candidate master. I mean, with limited time still, you practice and that's it. Why is it so much lag for me locally? Oh no, I refreshed some page with chat combined from Twitch and YouTube and it refreshed both. Will Brian Hsu win IOI? Where is Brian? This guy? I don't think so. I'm guessing no, he will not. Can you participate in Polish ICPC outside the competition as a spectator? I don't think so. Eventually you will be able to do that from Universal Cup. Russia underperforming. It's more like yesterday they did quite well, right? So what places did they get? Gimran, I don't know if that's Russia. Ivan, Petr, Daria. So did Russia yesterday get provisional 3 goals? Then actually yesterday they did very well. And you know, today, for now, it's not that they have great scores, but you might be in the middle of working on some problem. Show Azerbaijan. There is Akyan Damirli on 72nd place. Still a lot of points to get. Tahir, Fuad and Hussein around 200th place. You want to be in top 180. For those people, it's just about getting a medal, I think. 138. Yeah. When will I solve day 1? I will not solve, but I will read in a moment. Do you teach IOI Polish kids? Not much. A few years ago I did. More girls this time on IOI. That's the trend you should expect, right? Daria Grekova won All-Russian Olympiad. That's impressive. That's nice. Difficulty range of IOI in terms of code forces problems? I don't know. The hardest will be Division 1E. I don't know difficulty ranges. When I practiced, there were no values. Does Mateusz Radecki still teach IOI? I don't think he ever taught not even full-time, but regularly kids for IOI. Did he? US will be able to get 4 goals. How is it going for them? USA. Let's unmark Poland. Rainbow right now 5th place. There is Brian. And then 46, 47 with very similar scores. That's not looking good with 170 after first day. 170 got you maybe around 60th place or 80th. So no, I'm guessing USA will not get 4 gold medals. On mindset, yeah, let's talk about mindset. Let's actually leave this here. Toxic mindset in competitive programming. Let's talk about that. What I think about it. I think that at least in Poland and in Europe, in the US, Russia, among people whom I know, most like competitive programming, and that's great. That's very important. because you treat it as a hobby where you care about it. It motivates you to train a lot and to do problems that maybe are not fun for you, but still it's not that it's live or die and you get sick because you worry that much. Of course you feel stressed during a competition. I didn't see too much of negative rivalry, negative behavior towards your competitors. People are friends mostly. It's not that anybody hates somebody else and wishes them worst. Of course, you want to win, so you want others to perform below you, but that's it. So regarding participants, I think it's all okay. Of course, the internet is toxic, so in Codeforces, after a round, you will see a lot of negative comments, for example, towards the author, but that's the internet. And another thing is actually for organizers, authors, people who prepare the contests. And so I think author can get a lot of negative feedback, let's say, and that also happens on site. A few years ago, somebody in real life complained to me that it's not a fun experience to prepare problems, especially when you're not very strong, very experienced, because even internally you will hear a lot of this problem is prepared so badly. I think that those people can struggle more with the feedback. I don't know if this is still toxic mindset. I don't think it's mindset. It's more like what you experience. So what actually is toxic? I'm Googling the definition to know what I'm talking about. Where individuals and or behaviors are felt to be difficult, challenging, demanding, and often adversarial. That's toxic mindset in relationships. Toxic positivity. I don't know. I'm not going to read those definitions. Hating yourself or envy that you are not the way that person is. So like imposter syndrome and also trying to be better but feeling bad about your results in a competition. Kangyang almost solved C. Let's take a look. 50 points. My prediction for the win got less likely. So what problem is that? That's Sphinx riddle. Oh, the riddle. I didn't know that that's part of the title. Oh, interesting. Clearly the task says that you can get half the points for something, maybe not reconstructing the results. People are getting 3 points, so some people are getting subtask 1 fully. Also, I saw other scores that are integers. So he solved all the tests, but with that special rule of some kind. Kangyang underperforming today. Yeah, he has 30 more minutes to solve both hieroglyphs and Sphinx. Sodani performing pool. Sodani from India. Yeah, for now, not too many points, but it can change by a lot. Still, at this point, if you don't have more than that, you can feel bad, and that's where like your mind and the stress can get you. Let's look at problems from day one. I got institutionalized because I got mental breakdown after hating myself. That's bad. I hope you feel better now. Samik got 60 points. That's a good score today. Samik Goyal from India. 107 points. That's the level of gold performance today for now. So what you see on the screen right now is top 30 today. So if only today counted, those are gold medals. That being said, a lot of people are getting the 100. 130 is a great score. 107, so this score 47 in Sphinx is also a lot. That's a, let's say, gold level performance here. It's interesting and understandable that Liu Shan got 100 points for Sphinx because they spent more time here. They didn't have time for Mosaic. So should we look at problems from day one? The competition is 5 hours. In Code Forces, here, day one problems. I have not looked at them yet. Actually, I did open to see the types of problems, but I have not read. So there was message. Nile was the easiest. Let's read it. And artifacts, maybe I will write it down somewhere as information. Let's see. Problems. Day one problems. Nope. Where can I put it? Day one problems. I need to work on how the stream looks like. For example, this text, it's so unprofessional. Still. So it's not from today. This is from yesterday. Nile, there are n artifacts with weights. You use boats. Each boat can carry at most 2 artifacts. A single artifact can be put in any boat. If you want to put 2 artifacts, the boat needs to be balanced. The difference between the weights should be at most D. And for every artifact, you get the cost of putting it alone or with some other artifact. Sending it by itself is more expensive, so you want to maximize, generally you want to maximize the set of artifacts that you send in pairs. The value of D changes, so there are queries. About the value D, the balance, that sounds difficult to handle. The value D seems very important. And 100,000 is low. That should allow log squared or square root or a big constant factor. Usually the constraints go at least up to 200,000. Kangyang 62. For Sphinx riddle today. He got 2 specific subtasks completely right. I wonder how close he is to the full score. A lot of people have 64. And what does that represent? Solving everything except for the last subtask. Okay. But at least, then even if the Kangyang does that, he has half the score in the last subtask. So maybe he's looking at 82, score of 82, which I saw somewhere, right? Yeah. Eliska from Slovakia has 82. Okay. For a lot of subtasks, Q is up to 5, but not for the full score. Still, it seems reasonable to fight with those subtasks if you think that the problem is hard. I'm not going to read those because those seem very special. Then small n, simple costs, no additional constraints. I will try draw something. Can you please not read the not finalized version? Give me Kostka the finalized version. And tell the author of Codeforces blog to fix it. Day 1 tasks. Official English. Okay. And did something change? Only the grammar or something about the constraints? I wonder how badly, what are the differences? So have I already misunderstood something? That many artifacts. Up to that many queries about the balance D, where when you have the artifacts with values, the values up to 1 billion? Yes, values 1 billion. So let's consider the sequence sorted, why not? Two, 10, 12, 15, 21. A lot of good grandmasters solved all three on Codeforces. But also, solving it in your home is always easier. It's a real competition, you feel stress, it's not your computer. So on-site performances tend to be worse, not only because participants are weaker. Oh, every artifact comes also with those costs. Clearly only the difference of costs matters. You want to send everything. So I will simplify that this is W, and there are some kind of differences, not D, but let's go with cost, the A. That will be, let's say, a sequence of differences, how much extra it costs to put on a single boat. Let's make that simplification. We don't need to work with two arrays. And now we need to pair them up with some value D up to this, where two elements can go in a pair if they differ by at most D. If not, then you pay the extra cost. Almost always you should pair neighbors, shouldn't you? It's clear that never you will pair items like this. You will not do this pair and that pair. As well, you can do it without intersections. Kang Yang got 82 points. Well, nice. Not looking good for Adam. I'm going to soon change my prediction for the win. I see some people are discussing Codeforces ratings of other people. Keep in mind that not everybody is using Codeforces much. But you know, if somebody has a rating of 3600 and is like in top 5 in the world, then it means he's good. If he's not in the top, then it might mean that he doesn't do Codeforces much. After you solve the problem, is it okay if... wait, what? To participate in two different country cycles same year? I have no idea. I don't know coder. Ask somebody from IOI organizers. Can change your prediction? Look how easy it is for me to change it. You see this? I can modify that. And And what I can do now, what was that difference? 48 points? I don't remember exactly. But let's say I'm changing it right now. I think it was that. And I'm changing this because it becomes more and more likely that you need full score for the win. So changed. Okay, so you will usually combine neighbors, or at least it will look like this. Some people you will skip, so you are allowed to skip few values, pay the single costs. Why would you skip 2? If you you skip at most 1, right? If you skip 2, then it means that you also can combine them. So the most complicated thing that can happen is this. Sometimes when shouldn't you sort by D and then like merge neighbors? So idea for a solution: sort queries solution ? Sort queries by D. I don't know if increasingly or decreasingly, but for every 2 neighbors and for every 2 nodes that differ by 2, you will eventually activate it. So let's say you start from small d. For small allowed differences, this is the problem Nile, by the way, from day 1. This was the easiest problem on day 1. 591. Yeah, Alberta, I just didn't remember exactly the score. For small d, everybody single. And then when you go into bigger and bigger values of d, you start merging, and what happens is you get information. Those 2 can go together. Those 2 can go together. Those 2 can go together, and so on. Also, eventually those 2 can go together, so it might not be the case initially. And when you have a block of things that can go together, let's say neighbor with neighbor, if it's even, then you take everything. You take all. If it's odd, then you will need to exclude the minimum of every odd position or something like that. So that's, let's say, a subtask of, okay, you have, let's say, 7, 5, 6, 7. If you have 7 items in a row, you can take together 2 neighbors. Then you can, for example, to do this, you will always leave at least 1 item. Here we leave the 3rd item. It's not possible to leave the 2nd item alone because you don't have anything to pair this guy with. So if you can only pair neighbors, then you will leave one of the items at odd positions. And you're interested in the minimum of those costs, or the maximum, whatever. So you can maintain that for a structure, minimum and maximum of odd and even positions. But the task is more complicated because we are also eventually allowed to get to neighbors, and maybe get those 2 neighbors together by excluding this one in the middle. Still, if a block is even, then we take everything. If a block is odd, then what do we gain by doing this? What we get, let's see, can we now exclude the 4th guy? It seems that if you do this, then you can exclude this one. Okay. So I think in increasing order of values of d, I maintain blocks such that in a block every 2 neighbors differ by at most d. So it's a block like a connected component, let's say. So if you see values, what was that in the example? This thing. If you see this, and this is equal to, let's say, 7, also I will put an extra 1 here, and an extra 30 here. If now you can get 2 neighbors together if they differ by at most 7, then this is 1 block. this is a second block, and this is a third block. Those are blocks. Inside of every block, I need to know its length, and if it's even, then you can take everything. Everything can go to boats of size 2. If it's odd, then you need to know, so if you have 5 elements, for example, and you can pair up 2 neighbors to go to a boat together, then you will exclude one of items at odd positions. So among those, you want to know what is the minimum cost to put somebody on a single boat. So you need to know mean extra cost of putting on single boat versus double boat, ACP3. Oh, Brian got it. Okay. Okay. You don't maybe see it fully because of that. That's interesting. But still, he doesn't have big chances for the win because he lacks those 41 points for first day. Though, still, I mean, what's the difference between those two? 60 points. What was the last task in hieroglyphs? The subtask 42. Yeah, it's unlikely for Brian to win, but possible. Certainly possible. Who got P1? All right. Mean cost of even positions. Odd and even positions, let's say, because then you will keep merging things. And from time to time, what you activate is an edge like this. No, an edge like this. And then to those positions, you also need to add this guy in the middle. So when something happens like that, and you have here an even position, you need to also consider it to the minimum of odd positions. So this is mean cost of odd positions, mean cost of even positions, including things of the order parity that you can skip over like that. And then I'm guessing when you merge that with another block, so if you have one block and second block next to it, and now we finally merge it by allowing this operation, then depending of length of this, the even and odd positions from the other one you will add to odd and even positions of the first one, and that's it, I think. You also need to be able to know, given a new thing, to what block it belongs and whether this index is odd or even. So that sounds like it. I think that would be my solution. I would use a set and lower bound to maintain where blocks are. So maybe a set of pairs, or I don't know, whatever, map from, because on map you also can do lower bound to some kind of struct. This struct has information about minimum of even and odd positions. So anybody can confirm, is that an allowed solution? I mean, is that a correct solution? What about this? I don't have a matrix of size 3 by 3. That's suspicious. So did I describe something completely wrong? It's a little bit funny to me that a person called even value in Twitch chat confirms to me that my solution about even indices is correct. And we have 100 points. We do. Okay. Yeah, it is looking good for him. Like, who can now win other than Kang Yang? What scenarios are there? There are a few people who have good. There are two people who are strong after day one, and they have less than 45 point disadvantage to Kang Yang. Those are Adam and Yu Chong. And neither has points in Sphinx, and Sphinx doesn't seem to be a problem where you go from 0 to 100. Yeah, so I think it's now 90% at least, no, 90% that Kang Yang will win. But China 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't think so. Ryu. That does not look good towards top 4. China 1, 2, 3 is possible. I still don't think it's extremely likely. So it's not like 50%. No, it's less than that. But top 4, not really. Use matrix on segment tree to simulate a DP seems to be a more naive solution. Oh, okay. Got it. So Nile alternative solution. For a single D, you can go from left to right, and you took the last item or the second last item. Or maybe for the last item, you know if it's taken or not. Maybe for two last items. What can happen is that maybe you paired those two items together, so neither is available. Maybe you paired those two items together, but this one you don't want to use because the intersections are stupid. You can take this item, so maybe this is not available, but this one is. And anything else? Oh, you might want to leave them both available on purpose, because you might want to do this. All right, so there is the states of the three states of DP are that everything is taken, everything but last is taken, and everything but the last two is taken, so that you would allow the second last to be taken. Okay, that's an easy DP solution from left to right with constant memory, and you can plug that into the segment tree with 3x3 matrix. Okay. My solution was overcomplicated. So don't treat that as the easiest. This is easier. So first, implement DP of n by 3 for single D, and then use 3x3 matrix in seg tree. And I'm guessing that you can figure out how to initialize it for a single node or maybe two nodes. I don't see details about how to do it, what to do exactly in a leaf, but seems doable. Can I show problem statement? Not for Nile, because we are done with it. We don't have statements of problems of today. Okay, Twitch is working, YouTube is working, cool. Okay. What next? So let's look at ranking for some time, then I will move to another problem from day one. Today is day 2 of IOI. 2 days ago there was day 1. Each of the 2 days, that's 3 problems. You can get 300 points in total, and the combined leaderboard matters. Romania 9th place is surprising. I don't know how surprising, but Romania generally is strong. Romania was always good at math and competitive programming, right? And they are known for very good internet access. So I think, don't they have the fastest fastest internet on average in Europe? F 14th in the world. 5th fastest. Here you go. So clearly they are very good at competitive programming because of those low pings. Estonia? Estonia also sounds like a country with good internet. By the way, Estonia is looking right now at provisional silver medal, bronze medal, and 2 non-medals. Adam still doesn't get any points in first and third problem. But what about performance of others? Oh, Rafa got 100 points for Sphinx. He's one of the 4 people to do it. If he solves Mosaic fully and nothing else, then that's 372 points. And let's look at my predictions. Of course, this is wishful thinking, but 370, according to my notes, will not be enough for the gold medal. Somebody said that Rafa underperformed on day 1, right? Egypt. What about Egypt right now? Same old. I don't remember exactly what it was last time, but silver medal. And then, wait, that's Egypt too. Egypt too gets medals, right? So I think they don't count officially towards leaderboard, that they get the same medals as people nearby. I don't remember. Refresh the page. Sure. I will check Japan in a moment. Japan is doing very well. Let's actually unmark Poland. Japan is all top 50 with 2 golds, maybe 3 golds and a silver. But that gold is not looking good. I mean, what else can you get? All other points will be hard to get. So that 188 points from day 1 will hurt in Ryotaro's chance to get gold in total. Can Tourist get first in IOI? Yes, he could get first in IOI. I think he proved that multiple times. Last year we didn't get any medals. I see. So the second representation from the country of host does not get medals. India. Samik, still without the 100 points in the middle task Mosaic. With those extra 22 points, he would be at gold, but barely. So again, 180 points from day 1 hurts. And then Sodani is not doing much. You might not realize that something is an easy problem. P1 is scary. Yeah, hieroglyphs. I don't know. So remember my prediction that I cheated and changed from 550 or so? That actually is not unlikely that would be enough for the win. Hieroglyphs seem to be a difficult task, And maybe not getting the last subtask still will be enough for the win. Kang Yang has 2 hours, and so does Brian, to solve it. When did Luoshan get the full score? 247. Yeah, 247. Let's actually write it down. Luoshan from China. 200 points at 247. $249, so almost the same. Kang Yang. Clearly means that they cheated, right? With such similar times. And 244, really? Am I looking at something incorrectly? And Brian from the USA. So am I looking at something incorrectly? There are 3 people with 200 points, and was that the... Actually, I'm going to rewind my YouTube stream. So was it the case 20 minutes ago that none of them... I'm just rewinding my own stream on the side by, let's say, 20 minutes. And 20 minutes ago, I was not looking at leaderboard. But yeah, 27 minutes ago, nobody had the 200. And then apparently within a few minutes, they all got it. Yes, that's the case. Interesting. I was so busy with other things that I didn't notice that within 5 minutes, 3 people got 200 points. Interesting. 3 cheaters caught by Erichta. Yeah, Lizaval, you're right. But I wonder, so was it Brian who solved everything and the other 2 just copied the homework? Can Israel people cheat because they are online? I'm sure that IOI organizers, if they allowed somebody to participate online and fight for official places and gold and medals, then there is a good contest environment there. By good, I mean that somebody there from IOI is checking everything. So it's not that they just sit at their homes and ask ChatGPT for answers. By the way, participants do not get internet access. So it must be the same for Israel and Iran, people who participate online. Lamparinak sent them the solutions. So did you send it to Brian first, or just Brian first read your message and this is why he got 200 points first? They got the solutions from Telegram. Yeah, all of them are in the same Telegram group, and some guy then at 240, at 2:40, pasted their submission. And just Brian took least time to modify the code. Who is getting medals? Sure. So I will repeat I think pie chart is the best for that. 360 people. And among them, half are getting medals. And that's the 112, which is 30 people get gold. Then another 60 people get silver. And another 90 people get bronze. That's 180 people in total that get medals. What you can see here also is that top 90 or 90 something is required for silver. Those are threshold. Some part of people here will get honorable mentions. I think the requirement is that in at least 1 or 2 days you need to do well, like be in top 50% or so. But medals are more important. Which means that right now, if we sort by global, I see a lot of people are getting new points. 44 points for Yu Chong in hieroglyphs. That might be important even for the win, because he's one of those 3 people or so after first day. Yeah, there are 3 people after first day with almost 300 points, or exactly that. All of them are almost tied. If one of them solves more subtasks today than others, they win. At 44 points, that might mean a lot. Interesting. And clearly, I would say for people in the top, I don't think it's a big difference whether you get 3rd place or 10th place. I mean, it's some change, but it's really fight for the win. At least I would treat it as a participant like that. Why do you think Adam will win? I can tell you why I hope he will win. Because he's from Poland. I barely know him, but still, I wish him all the best. And I think that having a person from your country win something like IOI does have effects. Your country, your government even can invest more into competitive programming and this algorithms industry if your country gets results. If your country gets good at something, let's say volleyball, then there will be more people practicing volleyball in your country. Also, there is higher chance of sponsors and just government pouring money into this industry. So having good results in a competition is important for a country. Yu Chong solves hieroglyphs this time and tells Kang Yang. You think he belongs to the group? No, he cannot belong to the same Telegram group because he would have solved Sphinx by now, unless he's smart to hide it. What about Indonesia? Somebody asked about them before. The reverse Poland. Matthew at reasonable score today if he solves Mosaic, right? Mosaic, yeah. Kelvin, almost same score. Just very worse score from first day. Alfan. So 3 at least silver medals. And for Gunadi Gani, you can only hope for a medal. So maybe, we'll see. 1.5 points here. I think 1.5 is was possible in this first problem. What about this one? 1.5. So are there 2 problems with half the score, or am I misremembering? Oh no, it was Sphinx. Okay, in Sphinx you can get half points. See Macedonia. Macedonia, one very strong person, Damian Davkov. Looking at gold medal possibly. Blagosz, 170. So that's almost a medal. And then Victor and Sofia for now not looking good. For Macedonia, you can still hope for a gold and a bronze. Kang Yang is struggling indeed. By this time, on day 1, he already has solved everything. Kang Yang, 600 points in less than 30 minutes? Not really. I think that will not be the case. Yeah, Luoshan has a nice performance today. 200 points. Clearly underperformed yesterday. 3, I think, was a very hard problem. So just to get 400 points. I heard from my friends who apparently beta tested IOI that they struggled a lot and it took them a few hours. And those are some of the best people in the world, not just among high schoolers. So I think getting 100 points for 3 on day 1 is very impressive. and you could just not get the proper idea. The 50 points, that's a mess up. Many people got more. Elazar from Israel jumped up to 6th place. IOI has 2 days. This is day number 2. So the competition will be over in 2 hours, and those will be final results. Damian is also one of the youngest IMO gold medalists. Interesting. Damian. But is that recent, that he's still very young and got a medal in IMO? Or are you saying that many years ago he got a gold medal? Turkey number 1 is a female. Good. I'm not going to search for Turkey, because if you type Tur, you don't get Turkey, you get only Turkmenistan. You need to type T and then either copy paste the U umlaut or search for them there. I'm sorry, but rebranding is stupid. I know that it has nothing to do with the IOI, but rebranding is stupid. Like, you know, Twitter to X, Turkey to the whatever this thing is, the Turkey with U umlaut. You cannot search for them in IOI leaderboard. How could they not think about it? What else are stupid rebrandings recently? Kia changed their logo. Now it's something unrecognizable. Like, it was clear that Kia was Kia. What other rebrands happened recently? Codeforces changed to Free Durov, but that makes more sense. So that's not stupid rebranding. That's just a message. No, it's a little bit hypocritical, I think, in Codeforces that Mike is often against unrelated things, and sometimes he also posts unrelated things. And I mean, I understand him, but also maybe he should not complain that much about other people posting things that are not really about algorithms. Czech Republic to Czechia. So did they officially change? Czechia versus Czech Republic. Czechia is a new official name in English. I see that. That's an example. Google Alphabet. No, Google Alphabet is not a rebranding. Alphabet owns Google and owned forever, right? And regarding Kia, they rebranded from this red logo, clearly showing Kia, to this thing where if you don't know what it is, it looks like at most KN. Do you even spell N like that? I'm not even sure. Or something. This new logo in black here on the right, that's the new Kia logo. The red one was way better. Okay, let's unmark. Yay, Adam got 3 points. Hooray. Facebook to Meta. Oh yeah, clearly. Facebook to Meta. They were first, right? Yeah. Stupid change. Though, I guess the company name changing doesn't matter that much, because the server, the website name didn't change at least. So this is more similar to what would happen if Google wanted to change name to Alphabet, but they left search engine Google as google.com. It's not that stupid. Twitter changing to X, that's the most stupid change, right? Why they change names? you know, sometimes it's one person deciding about it. It might, you might try to show something with the change. Like Facebook changing the name to Meta was going hard into metaverse and virtual reality. Bangladesh. Debojoti Samia. That's a nice result of 26th place currently. And 64 points here, that's very impressive. Not many people got that in Sphinx. So Samia is looking at possible gold. Then Jarif, that's bronze, right? Yeah, bronze, and no medal. Do I like reading books? I used to. I don't really read much anymore. I often listen to stuff, but that's mainly from YouTube. Long essays on random things. I recently listened to a lot of things about movies, mostly complaints about movies. So things like Star Wars Acolyte. I did not watch it, but I listened to several video essays on YouTube about how it's bad. Okay, message and tree. Let's look at the two remaining problems from day one. I'm not going to solve them, most likely, because they are hard. So there is this, and there is that. Close tabs to the right. Okay. Tell me if something very interesting happens in the leaderboard. Otherwise, I'm just going to look at the problems from day one. Do I know what tourist is doing? I don't know, but he now lives in the United States. There are two friends who correspond with each other. There is a message, sequence of S bits that we send. We send packets. A packet is sequence of 31 bits. The packets will be messed up. 15 indices will be modified. So there are 15 indices that are controlled by Cleopatra. The person who sends the message knows which bits are controlled by Cleopatra. And the person who receives the message knows that 15 indices are controlled, but does not know which indices those are. And the person who sends the message knows what the new packet is. We need to reconstruct the message. Okay, so we have the sent message. Send packet. Number of queries needs number of things we send needs to be at most 66. What is S? What is S? S is length of the message. Is that correct? Wait, shouldn't we? So packet is 31 bits and message is of S bits. S is very long. Now Brian 3 points. So there's few new scores in the top. Alejandro from Spain is looking at roughly top 10 as well. I think in my notes I predicted 370 points to be gold medal threshold. I wonder how well that is. How good of a prediction that is. Good that Adam got so many points on first day. I think that he doesn't need to do anything else to get gold. The other people from Poland do need to work hard. I wonder what we'll get. As let's say people cheering from, as a person cheering for Poland, I would be happy with 2 golds and 2 silvers. Do I know Adam in person? I met him. I talked with him. It's not that we are friends who hang out together. Goglongi, I already answered your question. Okay, so the problem message from day 1 is roughly like this. There is person who sends, I will call them Alice, but it's not really Alice. There is person who receives, Bob. And Alice chooses to send a message. And Alice knows of length 31. And Alice knows which bits can be messed up. Then in the middle there is evil Cleopatra, who can change but doesn't need to the bits at those particular positions. So what Bob receives is the same message, but those few bits might be changed, do not need to be changed. Let's say those two will be flipped. So if you now look at those few places, here I changed 3 out of those 4 bits, but it's not a rule. It can be arbitrary. Now Bob only knows how many bits, how many indices are possibly messed up. So Bob knows, what was that, 15? Only knows that the number of indices that are changeable. Knows which indices are changeable. By changeable, I mean the evil Cleopatra in the middle can change them. So now if we send this message, we receive it here. We know that, well, half of the bits are okay, but we don't know which half. So among 31 bits, up to 15 are possibly messed up. We need to send messages to convey this information in some way. If I understand correctly, we can put the same information to Alice and Bob first before they start communicating, so they can agree on some random messages that will be sent, but Cleopatra might still mess this up. So they might agree on this. Alice will first try to send this, then Alice will try to send this, then Alice will try to send that. Those 3, so we are sending those, and Bob will get the same information, possibly changed a little bit. Maybe let's say this one is changed from 1 to 0, this one is changed, this one is changed. If those 3 messages is what Bob receives, then Bob already can figure out that those 3 places are off. But what can happen is that Cleopatra doesn't need to change anything. So maybe those control messages will actually be received correctly. I don't know what is happening in the chat, but I see 2 people apologizing to each other, which is very strange in the internet. Psych, I ain't apologizing. Okay, guys, so Brian, stop. Stop spamming or I will ban you. But this would be really funny if I was displaying the chat on my screen the whole time, but I glanced at the chat, I saw 2 people apologizing to each other, I commented on that saying how strange it is in the internet, and then 1 person in all caps lock is saying, psych, I ain't apologizing. Absolute cinema, do not ban them. I mean, yeah, it's entertaining, but the stream isn't supposed to be entertaining necessarily. Just the comedic timing of me being positively surprised about behavior of them. Okay, anything changed here in the top? Not really, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. If Brian, how do you spell that? Let me, not spell, pronounce. Translate.
Brian
Shui. Okay, if Brian Shui wins, then indeed that would be worth an unbanning. Should I show the chat for some time? Maybe just the chat. So, no. So what happened earlier was 2 people talking with each other and then, hey, sorry for the mean message I sent earlier, I apologize. This was already suspicious, I guess. This was already not something that you should just take at face value. Can you drop your Codeforces username? Let's grind coding together. That's so friendly. And from YouTube also, I apologize as well. And then the all caps lock, psych, I ain't apologizing. Amazing. Just, you know, not to say that I appreciate the behavior. What you can get is for now a timeout. Where is it? Timeout. As a warning for funny behavior. You cannot be fun in the chat. Only serious chatters, please. Poland strong. Kajetan got some points. 164. Very nice score here. And that's almost gold, I think. My prediction, which cannot be incorrect, says that 370 will be needed for gold medal eventually in the top 31. That's close. You have 90 minutes left, so I think Kajetan is looking at gold right now. Janek, Rafał, silvers. Where Rafał needs some extra points, but he has that 100 point here for the last task and only 12 there, and he's working on that, right? The 12 is recent or not? Yes, it's recent. He's working on that, so it's looking good for him. And with 100 points here, he can fight for the gold. For Janek, it's hard to say what will happen, but he would need to perform very well in Sphinx. Free Brian. We'll see. We'll see the leaderboard. Free Durov, free Brian. Yes. Free golds for Poland. That's not unlikely. Okay, now back to message. What can we do here? You met Rafa and Adam yesterday. Cool, cool. I'm not able to do code forces. What's my advice? You don't need to do code forces in your life. I don't know. We can. I will read the problem again, but what seems to be necessary is sending some kind of control messages to figure out indices that are incorrect, but I didn't think about the constraints exactly. Oh, I know what I can say. 1024, I need to divide by 66, right? 15. So on average, I need to send the 15 correct bits of the message. Wait, but then I cannot afford much. What can I afford? To get the full score, and here you have extra. Okay, I think that to get the full score, you need to use the information of 15 correct bits exactly. So what is exactly 66 times 16? 1024, 15. What about 65? 64. You have at most 2 control messages. Then you would need to start sending all the bits. With 2 control messages, you will not achieve much. So to hopefully get the full score, you basically need to start sending the correct bits right away. So if the full message that we need to send, there is some kind of full message that we need to send within 60 packets or so. And to simplify the understanding of what I'm drawing, I will say, let's say that full message is hello there. Actually, those are bits, but let's assume for a moment that those are characters. So if the first person knows which indices are incorrect, on the other bits, we need to immediately start encoding the message, like hello. And then those bits are not that useful. The second person needs to start receiving those messages right away. What needs to happen is during all those messages, we need to also provide information about which indices are wrong. So at the end, you would... It's okay, right? To first receive all the messages and then figure out the message. You don't need to do it one by one. What about this crazy idea? We have the full message. I can decide to randomize it. So the both players, Alice and Bob, they can agree on some kind of rotation of the message. So common, not hash, what's the name for that? Salt or something. I also don't think this is a good word. But let's say that the full message to send is this. Then they agree on common salt. So actual message to be sent will be this. I have no idea, by the way, if this idea is worth any points. So let's say we XOR. Now, assuming that this was random, then this is random as well. And what I can do is I can decide about the order of sending parts of this message, but then I would need to also send information about what was the correct thing. That doesn't work, does it? Uh, 10 points on P3 from Adam. Good, good. You're getting there. And Kangyang just got, I think, jumped from 3 to 19, right? Yeah. Rainbow again does not solve in increasing order of difficulty. I mean, in decreasing order of difficulty like he usually does. Got 64 points. Yep. But he's not contender for the win. For him, it's just about fighting for maybe top 3 or 4. There's one person from China not doing very well today. 134. 144 is a similar score, but those 44 in hieroglyphs are a good score. Well, interesting. Still, Kangyang has such a big advantage after the first day. Look at the scores. Like, other people need to get extra almost 100 points now to beat him. And there aren't that many points left to get. He's waiting for answers from the Telegram group, maybe. Recommend practice by topic. When you learn a new topic, you should practice it a little bit, but then you should get back to random problem solving. I see a trend that YouTube is cheering for Kangyang. Okay, back here. What about this? They can agree on... No, that doesn't make sense. Can those bits in any way useful? So I don't know the answer to this question. Can Cleopatra controlled bits be useful? Question mark. Because if we provide some meaning to them, if we can send some message using the Cleopatra controlled bits, that's great. If always she modifies them to be random, then still we should be able to detect that. Absolutely not. So those bits will not be useful. I am back. Hello back, Brian. Problem 100 points. Whoa. And now that's bad news for Kangyang, because the difference between them was 13 points. So now it's fair game. Either of them can win. Obviously, Kangyang had a big head start. He got the points to 49. It's already at least 50 minutes that Kangyang is working on the first task, and he has already 19 points. For Yuchong, it's possible that he has 0 minutes spent on Sphinx. Can Sphinx be solved for 100 points in 1 hour 20 minutes? I think that's possible by a strong participant. But also, another thing is that maybe Yuchong will get, let's say, 64 points in Sphinx, and then in hieroglyphs, anything higher than 29 seems hard. So it is reasonable and probable that Kang Yang will end, let's say, with 29 points here. And then for Yuchong, let's see, 29 plus 13, that's 40 something. For Yuchong, 40 something should be easy. 47.5 almost everybody got. If Yuchong gets here at least the 47, then 47 minus 13, that's 35 roughly. Kang Yang would need 35, so that even wouldn't be enough. How do you get 32? You solve those two and subtask 5. But how do you get 29? You solve subtask 3 and 4. Okay, so hieroglyphs is actually more solvable than I thought. There is a person who solved subtasks 1, 3, 4. And there is a person who solved, that's again the same person. There is a person who solved 1, 2, 5. So together they have 58 points. Which means that 58 is doable, and that's good news to Kang Yang. Because with 58, something changed now. I don't know what. Janek got points. Still, that's not gold performance, but I think it's guaranteed silver at this point. Rafał still needs to solve mosaic to get silver. Adam at some point got 31. I did not see that before. Okay, so in the chat I saw fans of Kang Yang and of Brian. What about Yuchong? Anybody cheered for Yuchong from the beginning? So actually he was, after day one, Kang Yang, Adam and Yuchong were favorites with big advantage over others. Brian, of course, has a harder time today, even if he performs well. What about Yuchong? Anybody knows him? How are these marked on a solution basis? I can talk about that, and then I will get back to thinking about this. How are problems graded? So main answer is automatically with pre-prepared created tests. Every problem is worth 100 points with smaller subtasks, with smaller constraints or some kind of specific edge cases or the lack of them. And in advance, organizers, the problem author, testers, they all try to create tests against various incorrect and slow solutions, so to include them in the test suite. And then when you submit your code, it's run on all the tests, and for every subtask, so maybe there is so-called subtask 1, it has some extra conditions provided in the statement, and it's worth 10 points. Then maybe subtask 2, it's worth 20 points. And subtask 3, which is the full thing, 70 points. The idea is that if you solve the problem fully, you will get 100 points automatically. If you cannot solve the problem, you go for those easier sub-problems. Do participants have access to the leaderboard? I don't think so. They do not. If I'm incorrect, please somebody tell me. Do you think now it's like really 50-50 between them? Because I think it's unlikely that Yuchong will not get at least 47 points. So it's not that I'm certain of it, and he got 10 points already. He should have at least 47 points. So that's like almost certainty, 80% or more. So at least what Kang Yang needs to do is solve hieroglyphs for the 47 minus 13, that's 35. For now, nobody got 35 other than Yuchong. In those 2 hours, since he started solving on the problem, he needs to solve it for a score that only for now one person got. So already Yuchong, maybe with the 47 points, he can win. Then he can, of course, get more points. 100 is not extremely likely, but 64 is. So I'm now predicting that Yuchong will end with 264 for today, with the total of 550. So just now it's about Kang Yang solving hieroglyphs for basically everything by the last subtask. And it is possible because there are people who solved subtasks 2-3, there are people who solved subtask 4-5, I think, or something like that. Do I have access to submissions, or am I parsing the ranking website? To be honest, I'm not sure. I think I'm parsing the leaderboard, but I'm not the author of the queue. I think I'm allowed to send you a link to the queue if you want, because I did share that yesterday. So if you want, this is linked to overlay which contains this queue. Do problems in IOI get harder each year? Yes, they do. People are getting better. Problems from 10 years ago are easier than problems today. Also, is this readable? If I do that, hide this. I think we can look at this screen as well for some time. It's quite visible which problem is the hardest. One guy that is very good in my country told me that I should not learn the topic first, but spend as much time struggling in a problem before seeing the editorial, so that I develop problem-solving techniques. Is that true? It depends a lot. You can waste a lot of time this way. You mentioned topic. I would say that you need to learn the topic first. Example of that will be segment tree, flows, maybe parallel binary search. There are things that are almost impossible to come up with yourself. And I think it's good if you see a problem that is about that topic, then you think for half an hour or so at most, and then you actually read the editorial, learn the thing. If you, for a problem, if you know that it's solvable with your knowledge or with enough thinking, then you should usually try until you solve it, or maybe leave it for later. But sometimes it's just almost impossible and you would just waste hours. What I think might be a good strategy for practicing, to try a problem until you get stuck and for half an hour you cannot do anything new, you don't have new ideas, then look at the beginning of editorial. See if they mentioned some observation you didn't realize yet. If so, stop reading, get back to thinking. But if they mention some algorithm that you completely do not know, some data structure and so on, then it's a harder thing to decide what you should do next. But very often it suggests that you just don't have this knowledge and you should go learn it. What? Second AC? Wait, I want to see it. Who got it? Agastya Goel from the US. Interesting. That's from a person who got only 170 points on day one, and 170 was a silver performance. Nice. So the problem is solvable. That in some way, from our perspective, increases chances for Kang Yang to win, because it suggests that it's easier than we thought it is a few minutes ago. I thought Agastya is sleeping. Apparently not. So congrats to him for being a second to solve hieroglyphs. Apparently the hardest task this Olympiad. Message arguably is hard to get 400 points on day one, but many people got 80 points. In hieroglyphs, right now only 15 people or so have more than 3 points, and only 2 people have more than 32. I'm kind of cheering for Yu Chong as, let's say, an underdog after day one. On the other hand, I'm sure that Kang Yang practiced for many years and he's extremely good. How can he not win? Kubik. Only 3004. Also not many contests recently, right? The last Code Forces round he did was a year ago, so he might be at higher level now. It's such a difference of skills. In Code Forces at least, difference of results. 3,600. Contest results of first, a mess up, second, fifth, sixth, third. In a world among all the people, not just high school. So here's the thing. I think that Kang Yang does deserve the win. He is the best here. He's one of the best competitive programmers in the world. But still, I'm cheering for Yu Chong, if not Adam. Adam, of course, might be hiding both 100 pointers already, just doesn't want to submit. China team is dominating. Not really dominating as much as they used to. There was a year with top 4 from China around 2 years ago, right? Give us tips for practicing. Solve problems. For learning topics, so maybe how to learn a new topic. I think that it's a hard decision how you prefer to learn, because you have a choice between text and video. So let's say that you already know that you should learn some particular topic. First, you would need to decide what that topic is, and that might be that you found a list of topics that you should know at your level, and there is a topic you do not know. Or there are problems at your level that other people are solving and you cannot because you lack knowledge, you lack skills in some particular category. So let's say you already know you should learn topic like max flows or data structure like segment trees. You have a choice of doing this via text and video, and I think that for very advanced things in competitive programming, text is the only viable option because there aren't a lot of video things. So advanced competitive programming, text is better because there are more resources. Let's think about example. Say segment 3 bits. If you search for segment 3 bits, the first thing that you will find is this amazing blog from Jury from 7 years ago. And I'm not saying it's perfect. In particular, the time complexity of task 1 isn't explained very easily. And somebody in comments provided a better explanation. And there are other, of course, articles about it. If you go to YouTube, you will find my stream about it, Peltorators 1, second threads, but I believe that all of our videos are kind of based on that article anyway. I also think, I don't remember, that was a long time ago, I'm not sure about the correctness of my proof of time complexity about one of the problems. And, you know, it's not easy to make a correction in a video. Actually, if I'm sure that I have a mistake, I should put it in comments, but I'm just not 100% sure. I do not remember. Peltorator created some great videos, so with a lot of effort spent. I did not watch this fully, so I'm not 100% sure about the quality of explanation, but at least the visuals are amazing. It's from the Python library used by 3Blue 1Brown. Now, does it mean that it's best to learn from it? I don't know. Still, I think text can convey more message. No, a mix is best. I don't know. Hard to say. But Peltorator, I don't think, created a lot of videos. Did he? At least not this style. What was I saying again? Anyway, yeah, for advanced competitive programming, I think text will be, you will find best resources in form of articles, for example, on Codeforces. And for easier stuff, then choose whatever you prefer. So whether those are articles or a book or YouTube stuff, both will be fine because for both you will find many materials. Still, there will be huge difference of quality. I'm biased, but I think that if I make a video on something, it's a very high quality. I like my way of explaining stuff, but I also don't have videos on many topics. But then what is very important is that you should read or watch something until you think you understand it, and then start solving problems and solve a lot of problems until you understand the topic, then get back to random problem solving. Depending on the topic, you should solve more or fewer problems. DP, for example, dynamic programming, that's a huge topic. You should grind problems, really. You should solve 20 DP problems before you move on. But when we talk, for example, about segment 3 bits, solve 2 problems, move on. By move on, what I mean is, I think it's good to encounter those problems in natural way so you don't necessarily know that it's this particular topic. Or let's say binary search the answer. Solve few problems, then move on. Because you don't want a spoiler of the fact that it's binary search. Adam with 64 points in Sphinx, very nice. That's clearly guaranteed gold and should be top 10. I wonder what his final rank will be. I also wonder if he now will continue working on Sphinx or will try hieroglyphs. From his perspective, working on hieroglyphs would give him higher chances of winning. And if he knows that problems are hard, then maybe winning should be the priority. By the way, theoretically, he can still win With 100 points in hieroglyphs, he would right now be at first place. Actually, with 100 points in hieroglyphs, I think he would very likely win the competition, because Yu Chong will not necessarily get the 100, and Kang Yang will not necessarily get more than 30. Olympiad in informatics is for high schools. Tourist is way beyond high school. Tourist is roughly my age, so around 30. You can solve. I don't know how difficult hieroglyphs is. 2 people in the world only solved it so far, but yeah, 100 points for sure is possible in 1 hour when you feel stress. Easy. Okay, let's look at last problem from day 1. Then that will be it from day 1. The tree, that was the difficult task where 100 points is tricky, at least tricky. Consider a tree with n vertices, rooted. The subtree is defined, sure. Every vertex has a weight. There are q queries with integers LR. Consider assigning coefficient to each vertex of the tree. The sum of coefficients of the vertices in the subtree of I is in range from L to R. Can values be negative? Can be negative, yes. Okay, so you put value in every node. Every subtree should be in range L to R. Cost of a vertex I is absolute value of its sequence element times the weight, minimum total cost, and the query is LR. And you're trying to solve it for the full tree and 100,000 queries? That's difficult. Okay, so in a tree, there are values in every node. Those are like multipliers. Every query is a range of allowed subtree sums. Now you consider putting coefficients in every node so that its absolute values multiplied by the weights provided in the input would be in total minimal. Every subtree sum needs to be in range from L to R. Joe 43. Okay, that's third best score already. Subtask 4, subtask 5, turn 3 double. Okay, he will get at least 58 points if he already solved those two. At least that's my guess. So 58. Of course, if he gets 100, he won, fair and square, game over. If he gets the 58 points, let me check again. That's right. Yes. If he gets 558, then those two people would need 10 points more, 68, and that's impossible. This is only 6 points more. Okay, so Kang Yang will win. Okay, and now regarding this problem, it's crazy that it's solvable with queries. Without queries, it's more believable. I will write down some ideas for what might be a solution. Maybe it's most algorithm by queries. I don't know, maybe it's some kind of linear, piecewise linear functions DP of subtrees, but that would make more sense if every query came with a single value, not two values, L and R. What else? I don't know what else. Greedy observations, or just observations. So solving for single L and R, maybe instead of DP, it can be figured out what is optimal. I don't know. We exceeded 1000 messages in the chat today. That might be record. All because people are not very nice to each other in the chat. Should I start banning? Can somebody tell me, somebody actually following the chat, if this is very annoying what is happening in the chat? Okay, so I'm not going to think much about 3. Seems to be a difficult problem. By scores, I'm guessing that I would solve it for the 10 queries. But I'm also guessing I would not solve it for 100 points. I don't know how quickly I would get reasonable messages, reasonable ideas for message. Ryan Bay solved something. He's at 8th place. Let's review the top and then some countries. Kangyang submission. Whom do we have in the top right now? China is not exactly dominating, but they are strong. So we have China and China, and almost certainly one of those two guys will win. Adam from Poland, 3rd place, and that will not be the win. Brian from the US, 4th place right now. Then Romania, China, Israel, Canada, Spain, the US, Israel, Hungary, Istvan. And I would say that my prediction was 370, right, for gold. Let's take a look. No, that wasn't. I remember incorrectly. 390. That will not be 390. Yeah, 3. Or will it? Maybe. Right now I would guess 380. Hieroglyphs is a tricky task because it's very hard to get points clearly. You can fight for the extra 10 points. And so few people got 30 points or more. I almost want to say that it's a bad Olympiad problem. Not that I would create a better one, but Olympiad problem because it doesn't have a lot of subtasks varied in terms of points and solvable. Okay, what next? Turkey, Russia, Slovakia, US, Canada, UK, Japan, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Australia, Israel, Russia again, Japan, China, Norway. I didn't see Norway in the top. David Eichland. Go, David. Do you think he will keep the gold? Might be tricky. Also in the top, we can look at people who performed strongest today, and that's clearly Agastya Goel. Only 175 points on day 1, and now a very good score of 210 today, with a possibility of getting more points, because in Sphinx, points are doable. He should get the gold, and that's good. Anybody else performed very badly yesterday? Duru Ozer from Turkey with a good score today of 193. Not such a good score yesterday. then there aren't any other outliers, I think. With a very bad score yesterday and good score today. I didn't see much of Norway flag or Norwegian flag. What? Daniel Weber, new points in Sphinx? What is Kang Yang doing in hieroglyphs? There are some new submissions without new subtasks solved, so he's trying. If he already thinks that he has more subtasks and it's worth submitting more, then it means he will get it within an hour. You can get some points in hieroglyphs, but the problem is that you have to focus on each task separately. I'm guessing we shouldn't talk about any insider knowledge because of online participants. So let's limit that to this. No more talking about any insider knowledge because of Israel and Iran participating online. Still, that message, let's say, I will allow and will comment on. You have to focus on each task separately. Interesting. So that means that if you want to solve something, like you want to solve, let's say, subtask 4, you focus on subtask 4, you get it, and it's almost independent from other subtasks. I get it. Which means that it should be very hard to jump from, let's say, 3 points to 60 points because you have few simpler problems to solve. Agastya on third place now, 237. That's a nice comeback, right? 175 to this score. From, I'm guessing, silver after they won to a strong gold. Let's look at some countries. Okay, Rafał, 100 points in Sphinx. Is that a gold medal? He will get the 3 extra points, right, in hieroglyphs. Aren't statements public? No, they are not. Statements are not public until the end of the contest. Same on day 1. Only after the end we got statements. The only thing we have is the leaderboard, and the leaderboard shows us submissions and subtasks. We know that in the last problem Sphinx you can get half points. Clearly you can get 50% of the points for every subtask. That's all we know. Poland 3 gold medals. That will be hard. Kajetan clearly will drop from gold, and I don't see what he should do to get it. I mean, maybe the jumping here to 82 points. That's the only thing that can happen, that he will get at least 82 points in Sphinx. Because in hieroglyphs, I don't think, unless he's working already, but when was his last scored submission? 324, 402. He's working on hieroglyphs, and he's trying, so I hope he's fighting for at least that. Well, he surely fights for at least 10 points. Online participation is crazy. Can on-site people see the whole standings as well? I don't know exactly the rules of online participation. So maybe what I know and what I'm guessing. So what I know. Israel and Iran are online, participating online. And clearly it needs to be proctored. Somebody needs to watch over them. So I'm guessing they do not have internet access. But still, maybe it would be extremely dangerous for them for things like going to a toilet, but that can be as well for on-site participants. Though I don't know if the rules of what you can bring and stuff like that is exactly the same. So I think I think they don't have internet access, general internet access other than the website of the competition, but I am not certain about it. Still, what I also know is that it was forbidden to share problems. So, you know, the coaches, people like that from on site, they should not leak problems before the end of the competition. This is what I know and I'm guessing. Kajetan dropped from gold. Yeah, it was gold actually might be 31. Jiu from China got some extra points. I'm guessing that's Sphinx. Kajetan is not at gold medal if he finishes with this score. It's hard to say, but if he only now started working on the next problem, I would advise him to go to Sphinx, because 18 points possibly will get him gold. In Sphinx, 10 points will not be enough. Maybe he's working on more than 10 points, I don't know. Yes, Radeusz, that's new. This is not normally the case. I think normally we have more information. Even a day before the IOI Day 1, somebody asked me to do a live stream, and I thought that I will have access to problems and leaderboard. Okay. That's iron, right? Yeah. Amirali from Ireland, one of those people participating online, got the 100 point in Sphinx and basically guaranteed a gold medal. IOI flags are Russia, Belarus, and Australia. Australia is under IOI flag, so not officially participating, because Australian government does not allow citizens to travel to Egypt officially right now because it's too dangerous, I think. I don't know how much it's about dangers versus how much it's about political tensions and relations with Egypt. So Australia cannot travel officially to Egypt, so Australia cannot officially send Australian team of, let's say, sportsmen, or however you would call this, to Egypt. So they are participating unofficially. And we have here one person from Australia in the top, that's Miles Conway. He's around the gold medal and he's from Australia. And for Iran and Israel, yeah, I think it's other reasons. Janek got to 35th place. That will be, so now got this. Those are two very close scores. Actually, the difference in places is bigger than difference in points. And yeah, maybe Janek has some ideas for the extra 18 points here, and maybe that will be enough. Rafał got some points. So did he get the 3 points now? Yes. That should be gold. I don't know. With 10 points, I think it will be gold. What countries we should look at? Oh, 243, that's interesting. So today there is a tie at first place, 243 and 243. Agastya with a close score of 237. Interesting that those two problems have the same score, the same achievable, reasonable score. So 43 plus 13. Right now that means Yuchong needs at least 56, so let's say 64 points. And for Kang Yang, subtask 2 is remaining. The most likely scenario is that he will get the 15 points. 100. Game over. Congrats, Kang Yang. Full score both days, clear win. First day in 3 hours, second day in 4 hours, 20 minutes. 4:20. You think he waited for that? 4:20? Nice. What a beast. Where's he's here, right? Yeah, that's him. All that thinking of how many points he will get in hieroglyphs and whether he will solve that subtask too. So on day 1 it was, I think, exactly 3:01, so not even 3 hours. 250, no, 3:01. Yes, it was 3:01:33 on day 1, so 3 hours, and day 2 he needed almost 4:20. 4 hours, 19 minutes, 48 seconds. That's the total of 7 hours and 20 minutes to win the International Olympiad in Informatics. You think he's going for 700? Maybe he is. If people get so crazy good, no, templates are not allowed. If people get so crazy good, at least people from China, then how hard do you need to make the problems? What will be the situation in 10 years? Already the problems are extremely difficult. I think there is such a clear difference between getting gold medal and winning. Look at this, it's right now 370 points, and he got 300 here in 3 hours. I almost want to say that the difference between the win and gold medal is the same as between the gold medal and bronze. Not in terms of the number of points, in terms of the skill difference. Crazy. This is his profile in Code Forces. He's right now 7th in the world. Actually, 13 extra points and he would be 4th. Radeusz is also not much higher. So basically all the people here are almost tied at 3rd place. So yeah, he's easily among the 10 best in the world, and he is in high school. Come on. So will it be China 1-2? I mean, most likely. If, for example, Brian gets even 100 here, he will not beat Yuchong if Yuchong gets the 64. So China 1-2, and then Luoshan 13. He will get some extra points, but not enough for the top. Adam now is getting more points, but I'm guessing he will finish around 4th. Plus 1 billion social credit easily. He already has an overflow of social credit, I think. Only 50% of China in top 4 fell off. I see in some group chat that the IOI was too easy. Even if you knew the results in advance, would you make the problems harder? I think that this is an acceptable leaderboard. 1000% China in top 2. Yep. How to donate to make to do a backflip? You have my bank account, right? You can make a transfer, wire transfer. You can send me some amount, Radeusz, and then see if this is enough for me to do a backflip. It's like binary search. You just don't know the upper bound, but you can go with increasing powers of 2. Yes, tourist recently crossed the 4,000 and got a new rank. And there was a vote. Apparently, the tourist will remain as the rank. Champion is the other alternative they are considering. So there is legendary grandmaster, which is already crazy strong. That being said, only 3,000 requirement is there right now. I could get 3,000. I'm around that mark. Around 50 active people have that that rank or title. Maybe it should be raised a little bit, hard to say. But 4,000 will be champion or just the tourist. How could problem setters not see such a big difference in difficulty like A2 and B2? What do you mean? Problems are not sorted by difficulty. And I don't see anything bad happening here. It's okay that B2 is easier. Actually, every day you want to have a variety of difficulties. On day 1, Nile was easiest, 3 was hardest, and message was an optimization problem where you get some partial score. It's a tiebreaker, basically, so that there wouldn't be a lot of ties in the leaderboard. On day 2, hieroglyphs is very hard, arguably too hard in terms of subtasks, but sometimes you cannot make it perfect. It's fine if a single problem is like that. Mosaic is easy. Is it easier than Nile? Seems similar. Maybe slightly harder, though we have 30 minutes left. So it's similar. Similar easy problem. Then, so hieroglyphs is hard and Sphinx is the middle one. I think the difficulty here is fine. Even with the knowledge of leaderboard, as an organizer, I wouldn't change much. In hieroglyphs, you are rewarded a lot for the full problem, but it also seems to be a hard problem. Is there a leaderboard of Chinese Olympiads? I don't think so, but yes, every country will have their own national selection and will send the 4 best people. But wasn't it somebody maybe in Codeforces described that in China you cannot participate every year? A few years ago, they considered showing the contestants something like percentages of gained points on each problem. I don't know anything about that. How hard is an easy Olympiad problem? Very hard. If you scroll down, if you see, let's say, people around here, those are people who are best in their countries. So think top 4 in the country. Of course, in high school, not in general, but still they trained for sure a lot. And they solved one problem fully on average and got some tests passed in other problems, let's say. I cannot show the problems because problems are not public. You can, on Codeforces, find problems from day 1. Day 2 will finish in 30 minutes, and then you will get access to problems. Let's go see some countries. Janek and Kajetan, both of them need extra points. Let's say 31st is the threshold for gold. So clearly 370 will not be enough. 380 should be. 377. This plus 18 points for this one. Plus 10 points it will not be enough. Chun Wong from Hong Kong now jumped up a little bit. Some of those jumps are just by 3 points up for solving hieroglyphs. Yeah, so we have 2 silvers. Will this be enough for gold? Good thing for Polish parties, bad thing for Polish participants is that it's hard to get more points. Good thing for them is it's hard to get more points. So from perspective of Rafał, if you look at, let's say, those people below him, what can they do? They can maybe get 10 points from hieroglyphs to jump from 3 to 13. So those people can go above him for doing that. And here some people can jump from 64 to 82, from 43 to 64, but it's not easy. Poland anyway has a strong performance. The worst case scenario is that it's a strong gold medal and 3 strong silvers. Optimistic scenario is 4 golds, but not very likely. Isn't it crazy that there are almost no ties in the standings? There are subtasks, but still something is more approachable and something is less. We can look at message to see how many ties are actually possible if you only look at this problem. There are 8 people tied here, 8 people tied here, 8 people tied here. So clearly there are solutions that are more likely to come up with. Yeah, we see groups of people clearly tied at the same ideas, which is a characteristic of some optimization problems. Or maybe it's the case that it's some kind of threshold for the number of queries or whatever that was. So I don't know if this is next idea of next number of queries, maybe number of queries. Now Daria ranked 11. Nice, congrats to her. Well, for everybody here, let me mark from here to there. For all those people, the competition is basically over. You cannot win, you cannot drop below gold. So, of course, you can fight to be, let's say, 3rd instead of 13th, but is that a big difference? I'm not sure. You will say that you have a gold medal. IOI XY people are Russia, Belarus, and Australia. Oh, and yes, they do not know. So they can feel extreme stress. They do not know if they have a gold medal. They don't know if maybe hieroglyphs is extremely easy, but they do not realize. Top 1 left the room. Do you know, Radeusz, if it's allowed to leave the competition area? There was that question on day 1, and I did not know the answer. You can put on LinkedIn 3rd place at IOI gold medal. Of course, it is better, but it's not a huge difference. Yeah, no idea. Okay. What countries do we look at? Let's look at first the host, Egypt. In Egypt, we have Yahya Emara with 88th place. That's a very poor performance today. Yesterday, let me refresh. Oops. We will not look at their performance yesterday, sorry. Ranking crashed. Regarding walking out of the competition area, obviously it's easy when you solve everything. What is being a true badass, or also being maybe very risky, is solving some problem, looking at the next one, thinking it's too hard, and then leaving the competition. This is what Błażej Magnowski once did. In Wrocław, there is a competition in Wrocław every year. It's called Przesmycka. And I think after around 4 hours out of 5, he solved all problems but one. The last one seems to be some kind of DP optimization problem. And it seemed hard. He was winning already. The leaderboard was public. He was winning, the last problem seemed hard, he didn't know how to solve it quickly, so he went for a walk. And it was okay, he won. It was enough not to solve that problem. I can refresh now. I am refreshing. Is my internet okay? Am I the only one who checks the internet connection by typing random thing in Google? Agastya with a unique score of 53.5 from the US. Okay, let's check Egypt. I was going to check Yahya from Thursday. Here it's 90th place, which is not even, it will not be even silver in a moment. After Thursday, Yahya is around 40th place. And that's awful performance today. That's a pity. From strong silver to strong bronze. Top 90 is threshold between bronze medal and silver. Though it's second Egypt representation, so maybe they do not get medals anyway. Is it down plus side? That's something different. Is it down for me? I often use this website, sure, but I'm talking about a website that's not working for me, and my first thought is, do I have internet access? Okay, so we are looking at Egypt. So Yahya, maybe they will get more points and will jump back to silver. Then we have multiple people in the bronze. Top 180 something, that's bronze medal. So maybe many bronzes for Egypt. We'll see. Tarek Ahmed still can drop down. We'll see. And there are two people without medals. That was Egypt. Let's look at Brazil. I do programming camps every year for Brazil. I only did 2 of them. And it could be better, their performance. We have strong bronze, bronze medal, weak bronze with some extra points needed. Pedro has 100 points for easy problem, that's good. First day he did not solve the easy problem. And now he just needs more points. I wonder if he's working on something and we know that. No submissions, no submissions. And he solved. Oh, that's bad news. He got 100 points here, that's good, but he has submissions spanning 2 hours. So only now 20 minutes ago he finished here and he got back to other problems. It's not a good sign. 3 points for hieroglyphs will not do much for him. Will likely not be enough. He would need to get big points here, like 20 points. That's a bronze medal. And then Maria without a medal. Okay, what other countries? Vietnam. That's good performance from Vietnam. Minh Bach, both with weak gold medal. Maybe just enough to stay at gold. Tuan with silver. Trang with strong bronze. If he gets more points, for example, here he will get a silver. France and Germany, let's look at them. They are not known from strong competitive programming performance, just like a lot of Western Europe. France has some silver medals and bronze. Germany, not really. France doing way better. Who else? India, Mexico. Sodani with a gold. I think that's a safe gold already. Then Sami Goyal. Not a good performance today, but enough for silver. Sushil should be silver. Is Yu his second name? Just Yu? I will check Greece in a moment. And Bangladesh. Then Yash from India, bronze. Jose from Mexico maybe will stay at bronze, we'll see. And other guys from Mexico, close to bronze, but not quite there. It's a pity if they will all finish around that place. Adam is close to solving it. Let's see. So what is Adam doing? Sphinx, right? Oh, Adam is submitting. So we'll get extra points. He will manage, I think, in 40 minutes to fix this, though for past 15 minutes he did not submit anything. How likely it is that actually his rank will remain? Maybe he will stay at third place. If that was the case, actually the 3 points gave him third place instead of fourth, if I'm looking correctly. No, that's 13 points difference. Never mind it. But I wonder, when did he guarantee himself that current third place? That's here, right? So at 4 hours, sure. Iran and Bangladesh. Amirali, gold, easy gold medal, 15th place. Soumya from Bangladesh needs maybe a few extra points to stay at gold. Then we have 2 silvers for Iran, Amir Hossain and Amireza. Parsa bronze, Jarif bronze. Akib needs to solve something extra for bronze. Soumya is now trying A. Okay. Korea. Clearly all in the same group chat in Telegram, similar scores, though very different problems and subtasks. Will everybody from Korea get a high silver? I wish for just 1 gold for them. Maybe one of them will do something. Kim will get a gold if he gets 100 here. 10 points will not be enough for any of them. Maybe this guy can do 31 up to 64. That could be enough. New score on C. Indeed, from Ivan. He's from Russia. And Ivan now jumps to 10th place. Mongolia. We can look at Mongolia. Am I right that the winner would get silver for each day separately? Kangyang I think can get everything. What did Yuchong did? $21 extra points. Yuchong solved subtask 4. What were my predictions? 320 and 230. 320 and 230. My predictions they all were off. Lower scores are enough. Hard problems today. The requirement for silver of less than 300. Oh, I see what you're saying. So requirement for silver is 300 points, and Kanyang got that in each day. Imagine just coming to second day of a competition, casually getting a silver medal for the whole thing. Adam will not get second place. He would need to suddenly get hieroglyphs for 100 points, and we did not see people suddenly jumping like that. Of course, it is a possibility, and he did some submissions, so there is a chance for him to get second place, just a chance. The graphs that we see is points based on the time. So the left half is day 1, the right half is day 2. And the red graph, that's your rank, where when you submit something, you jump in rank, but then you slowly move down. But we can see here that it's very, very slow decrease of rank, because so few people are submitting around his place to jump over him, because the extra points are just hard to get. I mean, the suffix here, that's the remaining part of the competition, so that's, I think, I'm not sure, so that I think we should ignore. But here it's clear that for like at least 10 minutes he got the same rank. Year ago somebody from Poland was third. Who was third? Czarkowski? No, they are older. Wait. Buraczewski, right. I wanted to say that name, sorry. I think in my mind I combined Bartek Czarkowski with Buraczewski. Brian got third place. That's a 3-point difference. So Adam should get there. He should get at least the 10 points. Though 10 points, 10 minutes, that just might mean a bug. Ivan was also 10th last year, but that still can change. Around the very top, not many things change. Around 10th to 30th place, more things change per minute. Still, Rafał, it's getting more and more likely that he does not need more points. For Rafał, 365. Those people are very important, so maybe people here, because their extra 10 points in hieroglyphs is enough to beat Rafał. And for everybody else, most likely you need to improve your score in the last problems things, and it's not easy to do. Adam solved 3. I've read 3 today, because now we have access to problems from day 1, and it seemed crazy hard. At some slide I wrote down my just ideas for what can be tried, but it's crazy that it's solvable with queries. My ideas is most algorithm by queries, because they have L and R, some kind of piecewise linear functions, but this would make more sense if just one parameter came with a query. If query came with L, not LR. Linear functions need one parameter, not two, and some kind of observations. Those are my rough ideas, but clearly the task is difficult. It's hard to start it, I'm sure, even for a single query. Croatia. Oh, also guys in the same group chat. Everybody roughly the same score. Well, Croatian results are kind of boring. It seems to be 3 medals, 3 bronze medals, and nothing much can change. Dino doesn't have easy points to score. Nikola, I mean, if Nikola gets 64 here, that's extra 40 points, 309. Okay, that's enough. So you should cheer for Nicola to solve the last task. I don't know if he's trying. Sphinx. Yes, he's working on Sphinx. So maybe. But the subtask that the subtask here that he solved for 50, if we sum this up, oh no, 64 also requires this one, so he doesn't seem to be close. Do participants see the ranking? I don't think so, no. Pakistan, first participation of theirs. Still, they have some medals. Bronze medal for Muhammad Mirza. Kalim might get a bronze medal. Around 180th place is the threshold. We see here actually 370 people, but some of them are out of, they are unofficial, let's say. I think Egypt too, at least. Also the IOI flag people, they might be not counted towards the participation and they will get the same medal as a person just above them instead. So it's not clearly that 31st place is the gold medal threshold, but roughly it's 31st, then 93rd, so let's say this right now, and 290 points, and 180 something, maybe here. Pedro still has a bronze. He got 1.5 points. Not much, but it's something. And if you look at differences here, 1.5 points here move him up by 0 places. No, by both of those places. The Chinese would win anyway. IOI flags are Russia and Belarus, which are not allowed to participate, and Australia, which has some travel restrictions to Egypt. Egypt is the host. 8 minutes left. Go Adam for the third place. There will be a lot of submissions in the last few minutes. Actually, there will be so many that for the next minute or two they will not be judged. So the competition will be over, and for a few extra minutes, leaderboard will keep changing. Eliska got extra points. That's Sphinx. Not Sphinx. He solved for 82 points a long time ago. So she's now doing hieroglyphs and solved second subtask. It's such a slow change here. Because of hieroglyphs, problems today are not a perfect problem set. Rafa literally kept this rank for the last 20 minutes, I think. Where can I see tasks from yesterday? You can go to Codeforces IOI discussion. I will paste a link. I think this is new blog. I'm not sure if it's better, but here you go. And you will see different links here, including the problems, though Kostka told me this is not official. Instead, anybody has that link from Kostka? I don't have it. Did Kang Yang leave? Maybe. He solved this at 4:20. I mean hieroglyphs. So he finished 35 minutes ago. What about results today? I think if we look at only results today, we will see a lot of ties. Yeah. Everybody from 25th to 35th place has 167 points. And the reason I was saying that the problem set today is not perfect is that many people got points, at least here in the top fighting for gold medals, that they got points in first 4 hours, and then it's very hard to get extra points. It's a very binary scale. Rafał got a gold medal now. Congrats to him. So 2 golds for Poland at least. Solved 5th subtask for hieroglyphs. Is that usual? 17. Yeah, that's common. Okay, 2 golds, 2 silvers at least. That's a very good performance from the Polish team. What's max time in a day? Not sure what you mean, but 5 hours is 1 day. So 4 minutes remaining. How rare is full score? I think most years somebody full scores. Last year, nobody did. 2 years ago, 2 people did, both from China. By the way, top 4 in China, IOI 2022. Year ago, top 2 in China, 3rd place Poland. Let's try to keep it that way. So go Adam. Brian got extra points. Well, and Adam is solving hieroglyphs. How much of a difference that is? 13 points. If he jumps to 17, that's this plus 14, that will be enough. So yeah, still possible. So that did not change much. What was I saying? Okay, we were looking at past results. 22 top 4 China, 21 top 4 China, and 1 full score. 2020 William Lin from the US, the only full score. In China 3-3-3-7. 2019 not a full score. Not full score. No. Full score in 2015 Korea. Did tourist ever get a full score? No. Yes. No. But more problems. Okay, let's focus on the leaderboard. Luashan incoming last minute submission with 100 points for hieroglyphs. I think so. And where would that put him? It would put him at this 508. That would be 3rd place. It would be top 3 China. Katsuki Ota from Japan jumped up to 17th place. Full score 3 times in a row. That's nice. Full score or first place? What years did he get full score? Because I don't see it. Not full score, no. Full score 2011, not a full score. And now this is too late for him. No, he did not. He did not get full score 3 times in a row. He won 3 times, that makes sense. Also, I'm hungry. Again, I forgot about making a break or eating during the contest. What happened? That's not hieroglyphs, that's Sphinx. Whoa. Whoa. That's 50% of points for all the subtasks. So a weird partial score. Still, what counts is full scores for some of the previous subtasks. He basically got the 50% for everything, but only subtask 5 counts. Easy. I mean, easy. I will say easy in 3 minutes, but amazing strategy. Submitting some hieroglyphs so that we would be worried for him. I wonder how close he was to extra points here and what score he was aiming at. Go Kajetan and Janek. I mean, that's a score that is that's so hard to improve. Everybody has that score, and then you need to do something crazy to get extra points. But there is a chance. 10 seconds. And then for some time we will see leaderboard being updated because the queue will keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Competition is over, so people do not do anything more, but the queue will be happening. Turkey has 100 points on Sphinx and 22 on Mosaic. That's sad. Clap. Hey, yay. The plane landed. I'm not going to refresh the leaderboard. I'm going to open it in a new tab. Okay, it still works. I was worried that I would refresh and not see it. Polska Górą, exactly. Wielki Mistrz Sieradza. Who is from Sieradz? Two people from Russia with golds. Let's see the round thresholds. So literally nothing changed in the last 20 minutes instead of in terms of gold threshold. Miles Conway was here for a long time. Right? Or maybe here. No, he's changed a little bit minutes before. Okay, 1 minute. The queue might be over. So I think those will be the final results. 3 girls with gold? I don't know. Like Eliska and Daria. I don't know exactly the who's girls here. The rest from Warsaw. Rafał is from Sieradz, the rest from Warsaw. Okay. Go Sieradz then, and go Warsaw. Okay. So, what do we have? China top 1, 2. Poland again top 1. Those are the same results as last year. Last year it was China, and Poland. And that's 3 completely different people. 4th place it was Japan last year. This year it's the US with Brian. Israel, US, China, US, Romania. Very nice result for Romania. Canada as well. Slovakia, Russia, Canada, Japan, Hungary. Around this, so I'm not certain about the thresholds here, and IOI people, the non-official participants, might be counted differently. But roughly here we have gold thresholds with 372 points. So Somia should be at gold medal. Alon Tanay from Israel, I do not know. And Ansis from Latvia. Yeah, China underperformed, top 1, 2 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Poland with 2 golds and 2 very high silvers. Good results. Though, you know, it's a pity that they did not get a gold. It wasn't far. Around 90th place, 290, it's your threshold for bronze medal. Maybe around here. Don't know exactly. And then, of course, always there will be people just 1 point below the threshold for medal. Saddest thing will clearly be here. Roughly 220, which is far from my prediction, right? No, not that far. 230, 220, that's similar, close enough. And my predictions for other medals and the win for Adam were off. 220, that's your threshold here. So solving 2 easy problems for at least 80% each and then getting some subtasks. Or solving the 100 points and then a lot of subtasks. Day 2 problems uploaded. Okay, what is that link to problems? The one from Kostka. Can we find that in some way? Maybe in Codeforces they are posted. Okay, thank you. That does not so link from Kostka does not work, and this thing doesn't work either. Okay, so both links do not contain new problems, right? That image. So what was that image? The Omega. Yeah, no 2-day tasks. So where are the 2-day tasks? Who said that? Bon-Free BR. Where are they uploaded? First gold medal for Bangladesh. That's great. So where is Bangladesh here? I mean, it's not 100% certain, but seems to be so. Congrats to him then. And good for Bangladesh. The link I posted works. The one from Jonathan? Oh, those are, I thought that those are problems from day one, sorry. Okay, let's take a look. Mosaic was easiest. It was a grid. Sphinx riddle. You have a graph or a tree? Graph, colors, paths of same color, components of same color, recoloring experiment, identify the colors of vertices. Right, some kind of graph puzzle. Size is small, 250. You need to recolor nodes, ask about something, and get to know the original colors, it seems. And hieroglyphs, what is this about? Sequence, subsequences, common sequence, some kind of maximal common sequence. So you need to find a subsequence that is over sequence of everything else. The statement is short, so I will read it. You are given two sequences of numbers. Okay. That's a very short statement. You're given two sequences of numbers. You need to find such a subsequence, such a common subsequence of them, that all other subsequences are a subsequence of that big one. So kind of maximal common subsequence satisfying some particular requirement. And what about subtasks? Here are subtasks. Okay, apparently the full task is crazy difficult, and everything here are completely separate things. For 3 points, you're given two permutations. Wait, do you need to here just check if they are the same? Do you here check if two sequences from the input are the same? That's indeed worth 3 points. That seems to be very special, very special. This is interesting. It says that there exists one. So I'm guessing it's kind of about looking for the maximal one. If you find... So can you find longest? That would be too easy, but... Is subtask 4 finding longest common subsequence? Because that would be very easy for that many points, so maybe I'm misunderstanding. Can somebody confirm? Radeusz, you're still here? Radeusz might know problems because he beta tested. Okay, quadratic not enough. I see. Okay. And they can have repeated elements. Okay. I now understand why it makes sense that those are very separate points to get. Yeah, Radeusz, if you want, you can share your scores, your performance in both days, how much time it took you to solve tasks. Well, then, congrats to China for the win, for actually top 1 and 2. Kang Yang absolutely dominated. He won day 1, he won day 2, Both of days he finished before the end. He got full score. 3 hours, 4 hours, 20 minutes. That's just amazing. Huge congrats to Adam for the third place. Amazing. He's the best in the world if you exclude China. And I think his best achievement here is solving 3 400 points, because only 5 people did it. For Sphinx, more people did, including Rafał. Congrats to Rafał for the well-deserved gold medal. Very bad performance first day. By the way, same for Agastya. And good comeback on second day, solving Sphinx and the gold medal. Kajetan and Janek from Poland, both silver medals, and not far from gold. I think it would be easier to get a slightly higher score on day 1 rather than getting something extra on day 2. So it's a pity that for a lot of people it was just hard to achieve extra stuff today. Gold cutoff place, I don't know exactly what it will be. It will be around that place, but somebody told me that IOI flag people are counted differently. You can put in your resume, Adam can put in his resume, best in the world, high schools, if you exclude China. Evaluate the rating of problems at IOI. Again, the valued difficulty is something new in code forces. You can compare yourself, I don't know. Radeusz wouldn't win, but would be alright. Radeusz is also the best in the world if you exclude China. Rainbow, yeah, Rainbow finished with 8th place. With just a strong performance. He would be higher if not, maybe let's say 3rd place, if not for the very bad score in the optimization problem message first day. But I believe that it was a problem that was actually hard to start. But many people did get good scores. I still have no idea how to solve it. Regarding comparison of people in Olympiads, remember that different competitions are different skills slightly. So Kang Yang must be a beast in Olympiads. He's certainly a beast in code forces. Does that mean that he's one of the best in the world in competition similar to CodeGem or ICPC? Not necessarily. He's in the top, but you need to practice for a particular competition. On that Coder World Finals, everybody was afraid of him and he finished 2nd. Makes sense. I wonder how good he will be in 5 years and whether he will train hard for ICPC. Yes, China occupied top 4 spots in 2022 and 2021. So let's say roughly COVID times, China dominated. Cool. Thank you everybody for watching this. It was nice to do it. I don't know if I will do more streams in the near future. We'll see. If I do so, you will see it in code. You will see announcements in Code Forces. Big congrats to everybody who got medals in IOI and also everybody who advanced to IOI. It's a difficult competition. Being already top 4 in your country is a great achievement. Being top 180 or top 30 in the world, that's of course even bigger achievement. So have a good day or night, everybody. Again, thank you for watching and bye bye. See ya.